Hi everyone, I'm Teresa from Reese Dixon, and I am so excited to be here with you on the Mom's View DIY Challenge. I absolutely love reading on my iPad, but as a mom on the go, I have to keep it protected. So I thought I would combine high tech with an old school book cover. You will need an old book, an X-Acto or craft knife, a cutting mat, mat board, ruler, tape, archival glue, a scrap of fabric, scissors, a pencil, 1/4 inch black elastic, and super glue. Step 1, choose your materials. Choose a book that is 1/4 inch bigger on all sides than your iPad. I decided to keep things simple and go with this dark green book. I had this cotton in a vintage pattern in my scrap box, and I just love the way it matches the cover. This is a great way to upcycle an old or damaged book. Step 2, measure and cut. Measure and cut out your pieces. Using your X-Acto or craft knife, cut out all of the pages of the book at the spine, and then cut out 2 pieces of mat board that are 1/4 inch smaller in height and width than your book. This will leave you with a 1/8 inch edge all along the sides. For your fabric, cut 2 pieces that are 1/2 inch wider and taller than the book. To cover the spine, cut a 3 inch wide piece that is the height of the spine. Lastly, cut 4 4-inch strips of elastic. It's hard for me to take a knife to a book, but this is a great way to reuse a book that's been a little well-loved. Addie has a ton of books where he's ripped pages and gnawed on them, and this way I can still pay tribute to the book that I love without just chucking it. So now with those pages gone, I'm going to measure the inside of the cover. So that's 8 inches wide and 10 1/4 long. So now when I cut my 2 pieces of mat board to go inside that cover, I'll be cutting them 10 inches by 7 3/4. Now for the fabric pieces, I'm going to cut them 1/2 inch bigger than the book. So for my measurements, it's 10 3/4 inches by 8 1/2 inches, and I just have this fabric doubled over on itself so I can cut the 2 pieces at once. Now I have to cut the piece that will cover the spine. So this leftover piece from the last part I was cutting actually happens to be just about perfect. So I'm gonna cut it there, and that gives me a little bit of extra room to kind of make a polished edge there. I just have my elastic, so I'll need 4 pieces at 4 inches long each. Step 3, assemble. Assemble your cover. Lay your fabric pattern side down and center your mat board. Cut off the corners, leaving an 1/8 inch to spare. Using archival glue, secure the fabric to the mat board, wrapping and gluing the excess fabric to the back of the board. Cutting these corners off like this just removes a little excess of the bulk the fabric can provide, and it'll make your mats lay a lot flatter. The glue I'm using for this is archival glue. It's pH neutral and acid free, and that will make it so that as you use your cover, it won't discolor or age. That can be found really easily in any art supply store or in the scrapbooking section at your craft store. This would make a great gift for the holidays. If you can't find a cover that you like, you could always cover the book in some fabric using the archival glue, just like we're doing with this. All right, there's one done. Now take your iPad and use it to determine the elastic placement. Tape the elastic in place on the back of your mat board and remove the iPad. Secure each piece with super glue. Next, glue the spine fabric piece to the spine of the book with archival glue, and then secure the boards to the inside of the book. With my pieces taped, I'm just doing a final fit to make sure that it will be secure. And you can see already this one's pretty loose. I've got to tighten that up before I put down the final glue. After I work so hard to get this so carefully placed, I want to make sure not to move it around too much. So I'm just going to peel back one piece at a time and then super glue. The tape, hold that in place for just a second. I'm super gluing my fingers together. While my super glue takes a second to dry, now it's time to glue in the spine. Luckily back to just this nice, easy archival glue. Since I left myself a little bit of length when I cut the piece for the spine, I've got room so that I can fold it under and get rid of any ragged edges. Now I'm ready to glue the mat boards into the cover of the book. The mat board without the elastic goes on the front cover, and with the elastic goes on the back. Just gotta remember to take off my tape. There we go. So you're gonna wanna make sure that this dries completely before you put your iPad in there. You don't wanna make the mistake of super gluing your iPad into your case. Also be sure and weigh it down with something heavy so that it dries nice and flat and the mat board doesn't curl up. And that'll also make sure that the glue underneath really adheres. And that's it. So now I can slide my iPad right into these little elastic pieces and it will hold it in place, while the front cover protects it from anything bouncing around in my purse. You know, I love books so much, I named my son Atticus from To Kill a Mockingbird. I am a total book nerd, so giving up on these flesh and blood books has been really hard for me, but the iPad and all that technology is so convenient. So with this project, I get the best of both worlds. I get the old-fashioned book that I love, that I still get to hold in my hand, but I have all the convenience of our modern life. So I love this project, and I bet everyone on your Christmas shopping list will love it too. This project only cost me $10. This is a great DIY gift for the holidays, and you can really make it special by picking a book that your giftee loves. Subscribe to The Mom's View so you can see all of our DIY projects as soon as they come out. And please subscribe to my channel, Raf Serrano. You can find the link below. We're giving away all of our past DIYs from the show. Tell us what DIYs you want to see us do and you could win big. Click the link in the description box below to enter. If you have an expensive project you want to see us make for less, leave a comment below. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.